Coming up tonight on News Watch, a well-known eatery in Clark County is destroyed by a fire. We'll have the latest on a cause. Also coming up tonight, a fiery cargo plane crash at an airport in Kentucky kills at least 9 people and shuts down UPS's largest package delivery hub. Ben?
A very warm and windy day today in east central Illinois. You can see no clouds in the skies above the area today. That'll be continuing overnight tonight. We'll be seeing a lot of change coming up. I'll have the full Skywatch forecast coming up later tonight.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street. The Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
A popular restaurant in Clark County goes up in flames. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Bennett. We'll have more on that fire in just a moment, but first, Ben Whitney is back to talk about some warm and cold temperatures in central Illinois. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Olivia. You're exactly right. Very up and down over the next week in east central Illinois. In fact, we're starting to see a little bit of that down taking place right now. A cold front coming in from the northwest. That's going to be bringing northern winds and cooler conditions for the day tomorrow. Now, the winds will still be in full force during the day tomorrow. Not quite as warm as we saw today, though. Some of these highs up into the 70s across the area, including in Taylorville, Effingham, and us in Charleston at a 70-degree high we finished up at. Some of us, though, only in the upper 60s, such as in Decatur, with a high of 67. Now, looking at these conditions right now, we're already seeing the sunset over the area, and temperatures right now already into the 50s. And tonight we'll see those lows drop down into the mid-30s, so getting close to freezing tonight. Clear skies continuing. Light winds will be intensifying tomorrow, coming in from the southeast. We'll see a little cool down tomorrow, but again, very up and down for the next week, and I'll have the full story coming up.
Thanks, Ben. Now back to our top story. A well-known Clark County restaurant is a total loss after a fire. According to our partner station, WTHI, firefighters were called to the West Union Cafe just before 2 Tuesday afternoon. The business is located on the west side of town along Illinois Highway 1. West Union's fire chief says the fire appears to have started in the kitchen.
The cause seems to be a grease fire in the kitchen. The Ansel system was activated. They thought they had it out, but then fire started showing up through the roof.
The fire chief says no one was hurt in the fire. Crews spent nearly 3 hours extinguishing the flames. Firefighters from Marshall and Hudsonville also responded to the call. Owners posted a video on Facebook saying they're still trying to process what happened and the future of the business is uncertain. They say they'll contact customers scheduled for catering and plan to continue Thanksgiving dinners. Well, changes are coming to fire departments across the state. Many departments across the country are switching from the 40-year-old National Fire Incident Reporting System to the new National Emergency Response Information System. The state fire marshal says important features of this new system include zero-cost access for all public fire and EMS agencies, local data ownership, and more accurate location reporting. The National Fire Incident Reporting System will formally be decommissioned on January 1st, 2026. Don't be alarmed if you see lots of first responders in Sullivan on Saturday. Crews will be participating in a full-scale active threat training exercise. Organizers say the training will happen at Hydro Gear on South Hamilton Street starting at 1. They say the public will see a large number of responders and hear some alarms. Officials say access to the facility and traffic around the area may be restricted or rerouted for safety reasons. They say the training will give responders and employees a real-life look at what can happen during an emergency and identify areas of improvement.
An Arcola man charged with murder after a large fight in Urbana has been ordered held in jail. Urbana police say they arrested 18-year-old Samuel Garcia Sunday after they were called to the 1600 block of Hunter Street on reports of a fight involving about 15 people. When they arrived, they found several people with stab or cut wounds, and they say 4 people were taken to the hospital with injuries ranging from minor to life-threatening. Records show Garcia is charged with 4 counts of attempted murder and 4 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Garcia appeared in court today, and a judge denied him pretrial release. The spring primary election in Illinois is taking shape. The week-long period for candidates to file for state, federal, and judicial offices ended Monday. Capital News Illinois reports several Republicans are seeking to run against Governor J.B. Pritzker, including 2022 nominee Darren Bailey, think tank executive Ted Dabrowski, DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick, and video gambling tycoon Rick Heidner. Likewise, 22 candidates are running to replace retiring Senator Dick Durbin, including 14 Democrats and 8 Republicans. Locally, 2 candidates are challenging Congresswoman Mary Miller in the Republican primary, and 4 Democrats are running in their party's primary for the Congresswoman's seat. The primary election is scheduled for March 17th. Charleston's Carnegie Public Library gets a financial boost. The library is one of hundreds across the country getting a $10,000 gift from the Carnegie Corporation of New York. The gift is to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Scottish immigrant Andrew Carnegie funded the construction of 1,600 free public libraries in the United States between 1886 and 1917. Around 1,200 still operate today. Charleston will receive its gift in January and can use the money as they wish.
Eastern Illinois University plans to salute local veterans. The annual Veterans Day ceremony honors the courage, dedication, and sacrifice of everyone who served in the United States Armed Forces. The event is planned Tuesday, November 11th in the Kogel foyer of the Old Main Building starting at 10:30. Eastern's Military Student Assistance Center also supports people who have or are currently serving along with their family members. For more information on this service, go to the website on your screen. Time is just about up if you want the best deals on flights for Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's according to travel company Kayak. The company says the best time to find savings on holiday air travel is generally from mid-October to early November. For the lowest fares, Kayak suggests flying out to Thanksgiving on Monday, November 24th and Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Holiday travel set a record in the U.S. last year, and this year it's forecast to surpass 2024 levels. Well, a pleasant but breezy day for travel around central Illinois. Ben Whitney is back with a look at your midweek forecast and some cold weather to come. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Olivia. You're exactly right. Very breezy today. I especially felt that breeze out at Woodyard Conservation Area today. Our class took a little trip out there to do a little bit of surveying out in the field. Beautiful, those fall colors in the trees. And you can see here on our fall color foliage map here, a lot of the areas seeing these colors at their peak right now. Now with the cool down we're expecting to see this weekend, a lot of those leaves will start to be falling off the trees. So make sure to get out and enjoy those colors while we still have them. High temperatures today didn't exactly feel very fall-like, up into the 70s for some of us, including in Charleston. Our high temperature of 70 today was pretty warm, but not as warm as our highest point, 72 in Robinson today. Some communities, including Decatur and Champaign, only up into the upper 60s. And these conditions right now are still in the 50s right now, 57 in Charleston, 59 right now in Effingham under those clear skies. Those clear skies will continue throughout the evening hours tonight. Low temperatures down near the mid-30s, 35 for our low in Charleston. Winds blowing from the north at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Won't be too gusty winds tonight, though they will again start to pick up during the day tomorrow, as we can see on our daily breakdown here. Starting out the morning with calm winds and sunny skies, but we're seeing change in multiple different areas tomorrow. We're seeing some mostly cloudy skies moving into the air above during the evening hours tomorrow. And again, these winds will be strengthening, coming from the southeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour tomorrow. A high temperature of 61 degrees across the area, so a little cooler than what we saw today, and that's due in part to those northern winds overnight and the cold front that we're seeing pushing through as we speak. Futurecast right now, you can see that clear sky above East Central Illinois, but as I roll this forward for you, you can see especially towards Thursday afternoon is when we start to see the heaviest of this cloud cover approach us. You can see around 3:45, a lot of the area seeing those clouds overhead, and it'll continue to get thicker and more dense during the night tomorrow. We'll be seeing a clearer sky again for Friday, and these warmer temperatures will continue as we look ahead, but not quite too far. You can see temperatures nearly 70 degrees for Friday, but the cool down starts to begin on Saturday. Not too big of a drop to move into the start of the weekend, but temperatures on Sunday and on Monday much cooler. It's overplaying Sunday a little bit. We're actually expecting temperatures in the 40s for Saturday, but Monday those high temperatures could even be in the 30s across the area. So a very chilly start to the work week ahead, and that's due in part to our upper level jet stream. We're going to be having two different troughs moving across the area. The first one you can see here just skirting across the area. That was originally possibly going to be bringing a rain chance with it, but that rain chance has dried up, and so has the chance for rain on Sunday. We're not expecting any rain for the next 7 days, but the cool down we'll see as this trough moves overhead will still be prominent across the area, but it'll also be a very nice weekend to go out and see the final home game for Eastern Illinois' football team this weekend, taking on Tennessee Tech starting at noon on Saturday. You can see these temperatures will be roughly in the 60s around kickoff. Winds will be very calm throughout the game. We'll start to pick up from the southeast a little bit during the end of the game. We're hoping for one more win Eastern can add on to their schedule before they go on to take Alabama later on this month. And as you can see on our 7-day forecast, a very big cool down in store. But before we get there, 61 degrees again tomorrow, 67 on Friday. Temperatures could be up into the 70s in some communities. But again, what we're really focusing on is the weekend. 49 degrees on Sunday and 39 degrees on Monday. We'll be warming up back roughly near our average to the middle of next week. It looks like it might be worth busting out some of those heavier jackets next week.
So 67 and 39 being in the same week is kind of insane, I'm not going to lie. It's very Illinois of us.
Very Illinois.
Very Illinois. Thank you, Ben. Still to come, the government shutdown has now entered its 36th day, the longest ever, and we'll have the latest news from lawmakers on any plans to reopen.
But first, we'll update the death toll from a fiery crash involving a UPS freight plane. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Hi, I'm Everett Lau, an Eastern Illinois University graduate from the class of 2021. As an Edgar County farm kid, I grew up with a childhood dream of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. I spent a lot of time in the WEIU studio during my 4 years in college, and that's how I got to this studio, WTHI TV in Terre Haute, Indiana. WEIU prepared me for long nights of tracking thunderstorms, fine-tuning details of approaching winter storms, and how to be a broadcaster in general, whether it was weather, news, or even sports. I needed WEIU to achieve my dream, and now WEIU needs me and you to help carry out its mission of setting up students for success. Please consider making a financial gift to support WEIU so the station and its dedicated staff can continue operating this outstanding training ground for aspiring broadcasters, journalists, and scientists. Your gift can allow local students like me provide local programming for our local communities. Learn more at weiu.net or by calling the station. Thanks for watching.
Topping tonight's National Watch, Kentucky's governor has declared a state of emergency following a deadly crash at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. A UPS freight plane went down shortly after takeoff yesterday evening, killing at least 9 people. That number is expected to rise. Lee Waldman has the latest.
Graphic video shows the moment the MD-11 transport aircraft operated by UPS erupted into flames as it slammed into an industrial area around the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, leaving multiple people dead.
Again, we expect that number will continue to rise.
Crews still pouring water on the scene Wednesday as first responders scour the charred wreckage for potential victims.
The search and rescue mission went through the night, has been able to intensify today. So hopefully it won't grow by much.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says despite the massive damage, it could have been much worse.
But let me tell you, this plane barely missed a restaurant bar. It was very close to a very large Ford plant with hundreds, if not 1,000+ workers.
A team from the NTSB set to arrive Wednesday to investigate the crash. Officials asking residents to report any debris as it could help provide clues to the cause of the crash. UPS has deep ties to Louisville. Worldport, the company's massive shipping hub at the airport, has halted operations. The company says more than 20,000 employees handle 300 flights per day and sort more than 400,000 packages per hour.
This is a tragedy for the victims that we've lost. It's a horrible event for everyone that's part of the UPS family and our entire city.
In Louisville, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Passenger flights to and from Louisville have resumed. They're hampered by a major backlog of delayed flights from Tuesday night, and only one runway is currently open. Well, in other national news, today marks the 36th day of the federal shutdown, and that officially makes it the longest in history. However, there is a glimmer of hope that it could end soon. A small group of lawmakers say they've got momentum on a plan to end the standoff, and it wouldn't give Democrats the extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act they're holding out for, but it would give them a standalone vote on the matter. It could still be a tough sell for some because there's no guarantee that vote would pass in the Senate. In the meantime, food aid, child care, money, and countless other government services are interrupted, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers have been furloughed. A federal judge in Chicago is hearing testimony in a lawsuit filed by news outlets and protesters. That suit centers around excessive force allegations during protests at an immigration facility in Broadview. During today's hearing, witnesses described being hit with tear gas and rubber bullets. The judge has ordered agents to wear badges and banned certain riot control techniques. Witnesses claim the actions by agents were unprovoked. Meanwhile, a federal judge is also expected to rule on a class action lawsuit alleging inhumane conditions at a Chicago area immigration facility. Well, now we're turning our attention to sports, and here with the headlines is Pierce Whitman.
Thanks, Olivia. Tonight in sports, the season is underway for the Eastern Illinois men's basketball team. Can they start the fall campaign with a win against Valparaiso? One team's night ends in heartbreak. Also, the Bulls are down by 24 points, and just when it looks like the game is over, Chicago pulls off an exciting comeback, and we'll have the highlights after this. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next.
Hi, I'm Larry Smith, second-generation EIU Panther and a proud alum of the WEIU program. For nearly 4 decades, I've had the privilege of reporting on some of the biggest stories of my generation, from getting to know so many East Central Illinoisans to a quarter century on the anchor desks at CNN Sports and Turner Sports, covering major events worldwide, championship celebrations, and even presidential inaugurations. It's been a career that has far exceeded even my wildest dreams. One that would not have been possible without WEIU, which finds itself in peril. Recent legislation in Washington took away the program's federal funding. So on their behalf, I'm asking you to consider making a donation. WEIU is one of the best training grounds in the nation for students who have a passion for journalism, broadcasting, radio, TV production, and they're worth your gift. You can find more info at weiu.net. Thank you in advance for your gift.
The season opener ends in heartbreak for the Eastern Illinois men's basketball team. Despite coming back from a 13-point deficit at halftime, the Panthers cannot get it done, losing to Valparaiso 66-63. Despite the loss, Preston Turner and Zion Brewster had a productive evening, each scoring in double digits. Terry McMorris also had an impressive night, scoring 11 points and 11 rebounds for the first double-double of the season. Next up, the Panthers host Nichols University at home at Groniger Arena. The University of Illinois women's team starts off the season a little differently. Barry Wallace gets this one up top, and she drives into the basket, tossing it over half the defense and extends the Illini's lead early on. Gretchen Dolan wants in on the action, stepping back and draining the mid-range jumper. Now the Illini are off to the races. Destiny Jackson passes it perfectly to Dolan, and she places it right inside the net. It's Destiny Jackson again, dishing it over to Wallace, and she splashes in the ball for 2 of her team-high 27 points on the night. Illinois never lets off the gas, winning 91-67.
You know, every game for this team, we're going to learn. We're going to learn. There's going to be good things. There's going to be bad things. But it's about how do we respond? How do we take this information, evaluate it, and continue to get better? So I liked a lot of things today. I liked a lot of our responses. We just got to continue to be consistent.
Alongside Barry Wallace's 27 points, Gretchen Dolan and Maddie Weber both collected 16 points in the Orange and Blues victory. Next up, the Illini will stay at home playing Illinois State on Sunday afternoon. The Chicago Bulls are tied for the first place in the Eastern Conference and still remain undefeated at home. Now they play the team they're tied with. The 76ers are in control early on, lead by 18 points, but make that 21 as VJ Edgecombe splashes it in from beyond the arch. It's Giddy time, and he's off to the races as he rushes through the defense, tosses this layup over his head and inches closer to the Phillies' lead. With a minute left to play, Chi-Town is down by 3, but never fear, Josh Giddy is here as he finishes the night with his second straight triple-double. The clock is ticking, Giddy drives, but this time tosses it to Nikola, and it's green. The United Center is going crazy. Chicago improves to 6-1 on the season and takes sole possession of first place in the Eastern Conference. Indiana State football returns home this weekend to continue their stretch of playing nationally ranked opponents. This time, it's Illinois State, who's in a three-way tie for 4th in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. The Sycamores are coming off their biggest win of the season, upsetting number 4 South Dakota State 24-12. ISU will be looking towards Rashad Rochelle, who recorded 3 touchdowns in the victory over the Jackrabbits. Head coach Kurt Mallory says the Sycamores have to keep their eyes forward even after a big win.
I think you got to build off last week's game, the win, and move forward. We talked about going 1-0 this week, and we were able to do that this past week. Now we got to move on to the next. We've got a big game this week against a very good opponent, and we'll start today with our preparation.
The 3-6 Sycamores are looking to get their second MVC win of the season as they take on their 7th straight ranked opponent. As for the 6-3 Illinois State Redbirds, they look to stay in playoff contention. Kickoff is on Saturday at noon in Terre Haute. Illinois high school playoff volleyball continues and a few local teams are moving on. In 1A, Hayworth puts an end to Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond's season, winning 2-1. The Knights end their year with a 27-10 record and an undefeated mark in conference play. In 2A, Mora Forsyth reigns victorious over Shelbyville, while Effingham Falls season comes to an end, falling to Columbia. In 3A, Breeze Matter Day puts an end to Taylorville's season as the Tornadoes close out the year with a whopping 32-6 record. Now it's time to take things to the shooting range as the local clay target shooting teams earn national honors. The Lakeland College Clay Target Shooting Team has been named runner-up team at the USA College Clay Target Nationals. The team placed second, only trailing Lindenwood University in the event that featured 244 athletes from 25 colleges. Individually, Collett Hewing placed second in the high gun gold male category, hitting 198 out of his 200 targets. Finally tonight, the Chicago White Sox hired Zach Bove to be their next pitching coach. The 37-year-old Bove takes over for Ethan Katz, whose contract wasn't renewed after a 5-year run with the organization. That's all for sports. Olivia, Ben, over to you.
Thanks, Pierce. Strong winds won't be helping your hair day tomorrow. I'll be back in a moment with a breezy recap of the Skywatch forecast.
But first, the subject of tonight's parting story is perfectly timed for the holidays, but a little Christmas magic doesn't come cheap. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU. Finally tonight, a unique piece of fashion once seen on the big screen can be yours for the right price. The green wool tunic with a white faux fur collar and cuffs worn by Will Ferrell in the film Elf is going up for auction. The costume features a pair of yellow fleece-like stockings and a pair of black leather shoes with curled toes. There's also a green pointed hat that has a yellow pleated sash and red feather. Bidding for the Buddy outfit ends on December 5th, and it's expected to fetch more than $200,000. Elf was released in 2003, and many entertainment critics have since deemed deemed it a classic Christmas movie. Well, Ben Whitney is keeping it classy in the Weather Center to wrap up a warm Skywatch forecast. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Olivia. I hope I'm keeping things classy over here, but regardless, temperatures are going to be pretty chilly tonight. 35 for our overnight low. Light winds coming in from the north will be shifting during the day tomorrow, start coming in from the south. Regardless, though, cooler temperatures during the day tomorrow. And as you see our 7-day forecast, it's a little bit up and down for the next week ahead. Warmer for Friday. Temperatures could be near 70 degrees in some places, but the cool down begins on Saturday, and it is a big cool down. 49 on Sunday and 39 on Monday. We'll eventually see temperatures back on the rebound, though, right around average during the middle portion of next week. That's been a final look at your Skywatch forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Ben. That's all the time we have for tonight's edition of Newswatch. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your evening. BBC News is coming up next on WEIU.
Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street. The Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.